Hey folks, this is Way. So I'm starting up our podcast and video series again. I'm doing interviews with pretty much anyone vegan I can grab, anyone mindful, anyone inspiring, thought leaders, climate crisis folks. We all need some inspiration these days. So we're going to do a live every single Friday at 4 p.m. MST. It's now 4:34, so you can see how I'm doing. But we're just getting going. So I think the theme for now is going to be fun. It's going to be mindful tips. So every single Friday for now, I'm going to share 3 mindful tips from my life or from other people who have inspired me. And those are quick tips, takeaway. The videos will be relatively short. And here's the key fun part. If you go to my new YouTube channel, search Waylon Lewis, and it's not the huge Elephant Journal YouTube channel. It's a new puny little YouTube channel, and it's getting bigger already. 150 subscribers, and Elephant has hundreds and millions of views. I am going to look in the comments on each YouTube video. And if you have shared a mindful tip there, then I will talk about it the next week. So basically, it'll be crowdsourced plus whatever I got from my Buddhist or environmental or political or social areas of life. So today, I want to talk about 3 things. The first is water in restaurants. So a lot of us live in places with drought, and yet we're wasting water as if it has no value. People who truly live close to the land, like farmers, know the value of water. So here's the first tip. When you're at a restaurant, they're pouring you a glass of water. Typically, if I'm with like 3 friends, 1 friend, 8 friends, and I walk away from the table, we're all done, I'll look back and I'll see 4, 5, 3, the vast majority of the water glasses are half full, if not all the way full. So basically what I do is I take those glasses of water, you can, pour them into each other to fill them up, pour them on a tree outside. Don't pour them in the plants in the restaurant. And you can explain what you're doing to the people. Or you can just, if there's outside plants and they clearly do need water, that could be okay. But the other thing is, in cities, usually the urban trees are dying. The trees that are sort of, in little prisons, in their little like cages along main roads, they're generally not watered well, and they only live 3 years. A natural life cycle for that tree, of course, would be like 100 years. So a lot of the time they're not getting water. So give them some water. Save that water. The stat that was shared in Boulder when we were going through drought is every single glass of water that is poured takes 8 glasses of water to clean. So water takes a lot of carbon, which is creating climate change, which is cracking our beautiful planet in half. It takes a lot of carbon to transport, to process, to clean. So when you do get this beautiful, wonderful water, give it to a tree instead of just throwing it, basically tossing it back into the sewage. All right. Number 2. What was number 2? Let's see if I can remember 3 things. There's a different form of mindfulness. So number 2 I wanted to talk about comes from my friend Gab. This is a shout out to you. Don't sleep with your phone. I think my friend literally slept with the phone beneath their pillow. Most of us may not do that, but a lot of us use our phones as our alarm clocks, their bedside. We look at Instagram or whatever first thing in the morning. David White, the wonderful poet who I'm in love with, his poetry, I don't know him personally, has a beautiful poem, and it's the same as in the Buddhist tradition. Basically, when you first wake up in the day, you have what Samuel L. Jackson in Pulp Fiction called a brief moment of clarity. So you have a moment of not being totally solid on who you are. You're just looking at the trees, you're looking out the window, you're looking at whatever you're looking at. And it's a moment before all the to-do lists flood in. So get rid of the electronic social media addictions. Give yourself some space, stretch, meditate, go outside, look at the trees. I have a little balcony. But whatever your situation is, keep that phone away. I went to Etsy, which offsets 100% of their emissions in shipping, and I bought one of them old-fashioned plug-in alarm clocks. It's an amazing new technology where you don't need toxic batteries. You plug it in. So I bought an alarm clock that you plug in. It's all beautiful metal. It's very manly. It's metal, wood, whatever, and no plastic in the phone. Most phones are plastic now, even if you buy a plug-in. So I got like a 6-year-old phone. Funny, I call it a phone clock. It's not the same thing. Let's not use our phones as clocks. So I don't just keep it outside of my bedroom. I keep it 2 rooms away. Give yourself a little space. So I use my alarm clock if I have to wake up at a certain time, if I'm flying away or there's something urgent. But 99% of the time, I just wake up with the natural light. So those of you who have the eye pillows and the curtains, the blackout curtains, that's another problem. Where our bodies are actually in tune to go to bed when it's dark, which I don't do, and wake up when it's light, which I do. So I do. So there you go. Number 3. What was number 3? Oh, this is getting tough. I want to talk about PFAs, which we're covering entire baseball fields in now, and which all waterproof plastic clothing is. So we think of Patagonia, say, as an eco business. They're wonderful in a lot of ways. They fund a lot of amazing stuff. They're wonderful people. But what Patagonia is making is like 90%, I don't know, 90%, 80%, 99% plastic. Plastic is not good for the great outdoors. But not to pick on Patagonia. All the other outdoor companies are worse, and they also aren't donating all this stuff and doing all this environmental stuff. So basically, look at what you're wearing right now. Most of it is plastic on any given day, or it's a plastic blend. If it's plastic, it can never fully return to the earth. It will be a problem for an animal, for the earth. We'll be eating it in microplastics or in fish or whatever. So I'm vegan. A lot of you aren't. Most of you aren't probably. But I always say plastic is not vegan. Plastic is fossil fuels. Plastic is petroleum. Most people don't know that. It's petroleum plus a bunch of chemicals to make it function the way we want in clothing, waterproof, rain jacket, whatever. I have a waterproof rain jacket, water resistant at least. It's quite waterproof. And it's wax cotton. Even the wax can be petroleum, though. You got to look at this stuff. So if we don't want to all be half plastic in another 10, 20 years, all the fossil fuel companies are putting all their juice, all their money into 10xing, 50xing the amount of plastic in the world. I say, and I hope you agree, we have enough plastic in this world. Anyone else agree? We have enough plastic in this world. In fact, we have too much. So plastic is petroleum plus toxic chemicals. It equals climate crisis. We are wearing it. We are eating it. We are drinking it. It's in the dust. Anytime you wash clothing that has even a little plastic in it, like even nylon thread, nylon is plastic. A lot of people don't realize that. Rayon can be plastic. Polyester is plastic. These things are all plastic. It's kind of like how palm oil goes by 10 different names, vegetable oil, yada, yada. So to avoid this stuff, you have to just simply come back to the basics. Cotton, wool, whatever. A lot of us have opinions about cotton, wool, etc., and those are valid. Cotton can be super toxic with the chemicals, so organic matters. Wool can be torturous to the poor sheepies. So I'm a big secondhand fan, frankly. There aren't too many ethical clothing companies out there that are even vaguely affordable. So you want affordable, you want more eco, you don't want plastic, secondhand is a great start. PFAs is a whole nother level. It's this like forever chemicals. You've heard of that. Like once they're in you, they never go away. They're carcinogenic often. They're awful. PFAs. So you know those whole baseball or football fields that are plastic fake grass? That's all PFAs. It's like leaching PFAs into everything. It's killing all the ground below. It's eco because it saves water, but they have to replace it every few years. It's made out of plastic, which takes an immense amount of water that it destroys to create it in the first place. So let's get back to basics. And, you know, if you believe in God, if you love Mother Nature, just let's come back to what God, Mother Nature, or our great grandmas gave us, which is Simple stuff. It's the same with food. Simple, direct, not too processed, not too shipped. Keep it more basic. Thank you so much. I'll be back next Friday with 3 more mindful tips. Go to my new YouTube channel. Look up Waylon Lewis, Waylon Lewis. Find the new puny little YouTube channel, because we have a huge one that we're kind of leaving behind now because naughty Google YouTube has never allowed us to monetize it because they're mean. So I'm doing a brand new YouTube channel. Go subscribe. Right now it's at like 140 subscribers. Next week, hopefully, 340, and we'll just go from there. And I'll just keep doing these videos every Friday at 4 p.m. MST. If you comment on this YouTube video right here, even if you're coming from Instagram or Facebook, please say what mindful tip or mindful question you would like me to address next week. Mwah! Thank you so much. May it be of benefit.